Yo, what's up guys? My name is Nico, and on this video, I'm going to be breaking down the 3 core elements that you need to actually start manifesting your dream life. Whether that's the money, the income, the followers, whatever it is that you're truly desiring in your life, I'm going to show you how to actually create that into your life with these 3 core concepts. In this world of manifestation and law of attraction and reality creation, people are constantly talking about how to bring your reality into fruition. But without these 3 core elements, you're not really going to have a standing chance. I mean, look at this microphone. This is broken down into core elements, broken down into metals. Those metals are broken into different elements, just like water. That's broken down into different elements. And until you have all the core elements that come together and create that process actually come together as a whole, now you can start actually manifesting, right? Whether that's the income, whether that's the relationships, whether that's the money, whether that's the followers, maybe it's the business success, whatever it is that you truly want to manifest, until you break it down and understand these processes and these elements that go into it, you're going to constantly be stuck. And I know that's one of the most frustrating things out there, especially as an ambitious individual as yourself, where you're doing the work, you're staying disciplined, you're putting together the daily disciplines and staying after it. But for some reason, it's just like you can't hit it. And that's one of the most frustrating things. And so no one really talks about this type of stuff in the manifestation law of attraction. They're just like, hey, yeah, it's just kind of like this woo-woo stuff. But here is where I want to break it down very pragmatically. And if you combine these 3 core elements, you're going to be able to start breaking through those barriers that seem to keeping you stuck. So what's up guys, my name is Nico Rapclis. Glad to have you here on the YouTube channel. We are committed to making 90 videos in 90 days so that we can elevate this YouTube channel into 20,000 magnetic manifestors. And then on top of that, we have our Skool Community where we're hosting live broadcasts every single week in addition to our subconscious reprogramming audios and lots of different things that you can come in there and just get integrated into our world. So feel free to come and join us inside of the Skool Community, and then make sure and subscribe to the YouTube channel as we're continuing to elevate and grow this thing into a massive movement. So let's walk through these 3 core elements that we can break down and understand the process behind them. Once we understand these, then we can actually go out there and start manifesting that dream life, whether that is the relationships, even the health, mostly the money, the income. That's what most people come to this channel for, is like, how do I actually start creating that income that I truly desire? So what is the first element? And that is belief. Okay, whatever you believe is your reality. Now, if you didn't already know that, now you know, okay? Whatever you believe is your reality. Because think about it. Think about the people that maybe you know or you just see online, and they just have this insatiable belief that, I am wealthy or I can do anything. And then there's no resistance to them actually going out there and doing it, right? You think about maybe a guy that is really confident and has a really strong belief that he can go get any girl that he wants. And then he just goes and talks to any girl, right? And he actually gets them. Well, how does that actually happen? What is actually a belief? Well, it's really important for 2 reasons, for 2 things within beliefs. It's about identifying the belief that is not serving you. I could say like the bad belief or the good belief, but there's no such thing as good or bad. It's just like, what is the belief that is serving you or not serving you based on what you truly want? Right? So identify that belief that is holding you back, and then you want to replace it with a belief that is actually going to serve you. So what actually is a belief? I was actually breaking this down and going back over a module inside of our accelerator program. But a belief is really oftentimes just a repeated thought. And those thoughts can come from different variations, whether that was just, something that happened maybe even in your childhood, maybe even happened later in your life. But those little seeds can just, be planted into your mind. And then that thought is just continually ruminated on over and over and over again until it's solidified into a belief. And then once you have that belief, you go out and take the actions that support that belief. And then therefore that feedback is reinforcing that belief and that thought, and it's just a looping pattern. That's why I always say that you're either spiraling up or you're spiraling down, depending on what you truly want. So let's talk about this. One of the best metaphors that I always like drawing out on this is that, think about it just as a man going out and talking with women. right? And so let's look at it from two different lenses. One is I believe it's so much fun to go talk with women, and women are very attracted to me. So that's the belief, right? And so those are the constant thoughts that are in my mind, right? So then I go out and then I go have conversations with women. I have a lot of fun with it because I have this belief. I'm just going up to them. I'm not thinking, I'm not in my head. I'm not saying, oh, what if she likes me? What if she doesn't like me? I just say, like, my belief is that it's really fun to go talk to attractive women. And I don't have any reservations of going up to them. And because of that, I'm more confident. My shoulders are back. I have better communications. I'm talking with my hands. I have good inflection. I have good eye contact. I smile and enjoy myself, cracking jokes, because that's the belief that I have. Now, because of the fact that that is my belief and that is how I am carrying myself, the girls are responding because those are high status triggers, right? Those are triggers that they are attracted to. And because I'm operating like that, now I'm getting feedback from the women to say, like, wow, it is reinforcing this belief that it is a lot of fun and it's easy to attract women. And because of that, that's the feedback loop, and then it goes back into the thoughts and the beliefs, and because of that, I'm going to continue to take the actions, right? But if we flip it and we say, oh, it's really hard to attract women, women don't like me, what happens next? So a lot of times I won't even go out because now I have this belief that what's even the point? I don't know if you can relate to that or not, but like, you know, with certain beliefs, you know, whether that's like, hey, I have this belief where I can't make money, I can't start my own business. Like, that's the belief because it was implanted, whether that was someone that told me something or it was a thought that I had, or, you know, some childhood trauma. Because of that, now I'm not even gonna try. Right? And that's one of the biggest issues, is because now you don't have the belief, now you're not going to even try. But let's just say, hypothetically, you had the belief that it is hard to meet women. You go out and then you have this belief and you go up to girls. Maybe you're like debating it over and over and over again, and you finally work up the courage to go up to them and you're like, hey, hi. Yeah, you're not holding any eye contact. You're not charismatic. You're stiff. You're not smiling, anything like that. And because of that, what happens? The girls are not attracted to that. And because of that, now that reinforces the belief, because they're like, oh, no, sorry, thank you, I'm not interested, have a boyfriend, whatever it is that they say. Right? Which reinforces the belief that it's really hard and girls don't like me, which then reinforces it, and then you spiral down. So you can see how you either spiral up or you spiral down based on what your belief is. So it's really important to identify what those beliefs are, the negative, the self-limiting beliefs, and then replacing them with beliefs that are actually going to serve you. Like in a business, I can go out there and create a business and people are going to buy my products. And because of that, now I'm putting out content. I'm doing it in a very charismatic way. And that's what I did within my business. When I first started my business, I mean, this was practically a decade ago now, you know, I didn't really know what I was doing, but I created videos, right? And then the more attraction that I got, that started building the belief that I actually could do this. I got my first commission, $25 check. And I was like, I actually can do this. I make videos. I'm charismatic on videos. I'm having a good time with the videos. It's attracting in clients. And then soon enough, you know, several years later, I literally had my first $25,000 day. And that reinforced that belief. But here's the thing, is that the belief is always on a sliding scale, right? If you're taking the actions, you're thinking the thoughts, you're visualizing, you start believing in that belief that's serving you. But if you continue to reinforce that belief of like, oh no, people don't like me, I don't know if, like, you know, it's just reinforcing that belief. And it's interesting because I've gone on both sides and it can continue to slide that scale because, you know, I went to a point where I made a lot of money and then I stopped doing what got me there. I stopped thinking the right thoughts. I stopped visualizing the right things. I stopped taking the right actions, and then I slid all the way back. And then it was very hard for me to make money again. So you got to always think about it. You're always either reinforcing beliefs or you're losing beliefs based on what you truly want. And that's why it's so important to know truly what you want. And that's why we utilize this tool called Vision Espresso inside of our Skool community that we offer. It really helps you figure out what you want, and then it reinforces that with the thoughts, with the visualizations, and then therefore you have all of that together, and then you start taking the actions. We offer that to our Skool community members, and it's a custom audio from your future self in your voice based on what you want. It's extremely powerful. So I strongly recommend that you go check that out. But That's the first component, is belief, right? So identify the beliefs that are not serving you, that are holding you back, the limiting beliefs, and replace them with positive beliefs. If you guys need any help on that, obviously ask questions on the lives inside of the Skool group. So number 2 is your self-image. And you'll notice how all 3 of these elements combine together, and they're almost, a lot of similarity within them, right? But the self-image is really how you see yourself. Okay, it's how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as a person that's really charismatic, has great energy, can talk to women, can build a business, can generate leads, can create content? Do you see yourself as that, or do you see yourself as shy and introverted and not good on camera and talks really quiet? How do you see yourself? And here's the thing, is that the self-image truly is just your cage. Okay, and as we talk a lot about on this channel, is that the more that you trust in God, the more that you trust in the universe, and know that there is this ever evolving force that's so much bigger than us, and we truly trust in that, that expands our cage and that expands our self-image, right? But if you have this self-image to say, like, I'm not very successful, I can't have conversations, I can't generate leads, I can't build my YouTube following, I can't build up my Instagram. You have that self-image. It's creating a very small cage on yourself. And the interesting story about all this, and where did self-image psychology actually come from? It actually came from Dr. Maxwell Maltz, who wrote the book Psycho-Cybernetics, which is one of my favorite books. And I'm thinking about even doing a book review on that specific book. So if you guys would like me to do that, comment Psycho-Cybernetics and I will do that. But if you have not heard about this book, basically Maxwell Maltz was a plastic surgeon, and he would make these people absolutely beautiful. They'd come in, they'd have like a cleft lip or something that was making them feel very ugly, right? And what would happen is he would cut them up, do the surgery, make them look, beautiful by society's standards. And then they would come back, they would look at them, they would look in the mirror as this beautiful version of themselves, and they would still feel ugly. And what he realized, he would do that over and over and over again. And then he realized that no matter what he did on the exterior, the interior was still off. They would still see themselves, have a self-image of being ugly. So he realized that until you fix yourself and do some plastic surgery on the inside, nothing else truly mattered. So how do you see yourself? And take audit of that. Take audit of how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as this confident dude? Do you see yourself as a successful business owner? How do you see yourself? And you can determine on how you see yourself based on the actions that you are taking, that don't take this like constant like hitting this wall. Because eventually, if you keep hitting that wall, that just shows you like what truly your self-image is. So get very clear on what your self-image is, and then from there, getting very clear on what you want your self-image to be. I just did an exercise that I pulled out of, again, our accelerator program, but you constantly are asking yourself, like, what is your highest self? Like, how do they think? How do they behave? What do they do? Right? You get very clear on that. My highest self, I think about it as he's the person that just wakes up on fire, and he has great energy, gets on camera, starts talking with a lot of charisma. He's generous, he's kind, he's patient, he's loyal. He treats everyone with respect. He always thinking great thoughts, right? He tells himself great stories about how incredible he is, and he treats himself like his best friend. So that's the kind of self-image that my highest self, so I get very clear on what that self-image is. Now, the last part and the third leg on the tripod here, the core element, is confidence. And what's interesting about confidence, I'll come back to like the social dynamic type of thing, is that the more that you teach yourself to be confident, the more that it actually starts coming to fruition. And again, I come back to this whole journey about like going out and going and attracting and having high quality conversations with women is what really has helped me continue to elevate this confidence. And it's helped me continue to elevate confidence in other ways. So the more confident you are, whether you're going out and having conversations, whether that's you're making content for your business so that your social media will grow, so that your income will grow, so that your business will grow, whatever it is. But the thing that I heard, it was at a mastermind out in Bora Bora several years ago, and going to that mastermind was really, really powerful, because the more that you can get around people that have those beliefs, you can start soaking up those beliefs. I had a mentor that had beliefs that he was $1 million earner because he built that up. And just me getting around those type of people really helped build up my self-image, helped build up my confidence, helped build up my belief. But one of the things that he said to us is that your vocal tonality is the dial to your energy, right? Your vocal tonality is the dial to your energy. So the more that you're actually, speaking with a lot of inflection in your voice, and you have this energy about you, and you have this punctuation to your vocals, right? That energy continues to rise. And when you have higher energy, you have higher confidence, as opposed to me like, hey, what's up guys? I'm making this video, right? I'm being a little dramatic there, but look at the difference. You can see which version of myself is that much more confident and more charismatic and higher energy. And when I have that higher energy, I have more confidence. And the more that I stay in that realm of confidence, the more that I stick with having the punctuation and the excitement and the joy and the passion within my voice, you can see that I'm more confident. The more that I'm smiling, the more that I'm having a good time here and just enjoying making this video. And people are going to start experiencing that. And I've seen that time and time again at my events when we have hundreds of people there. I'm just being this charismatic version of myself. And the more that I stay in that, the more confidence I'm getting. And again, it comes back to that formula that I was saying, is that the thought, the belief, and the action. And then the action creates the feedback loop, which then comes back into the belief. So the more that I am confident, the more that I'm up on stage speaking with people and blasting through those things that I'm nervous and scared of, people are like, oh wow, that's amazing. I'm feeling really good at myself. I get the feedback. They're saying, oh, you're a great speaker. I reinforce that because I practice that stuff, and then it just continues to loop. So you can see how belief, you can see how the self-image, you can see how the confidence all ties in together. And again, like I said, it can be a sliding scale. Right here is like, okay, he's really confident. Here's where he's not confident. Here's where he believes that he can attract women. Here's where he does not. Here's where he believes that he can make a lot of money in his business. Here's where he's not. And every time you think a thought, you're stacking a rock on that scale. Every time you take an action, you're putting a rock on that scale. Every time you visualize, you put a rock on that scale, and it can go either way. So if you are, worrying about stuff, right? If you're worrying about, oh, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make money? How am I going to make money? You're putting the rocks on this scale, right? So you really got to continue to think about this scale, and you're always doing it. And it's never like, okay, you get to a point where you're confident and then you'll be confident for the rest of your life. You have to keep on putting rocks on that scale, and it comes in terms of thoughts, which then turn into beliefs, which then turn into actions. And visualization is really, really important because of the fact that the mind cannot differentiate what is real and what is vividly imagined. That's why every morning I like to go out on my balcony and I go visualize. After I do some breath work, get very present, I get very relaxed, I get in a very calm meditative state, and then I start thinking about how I want to approach the day. Even today, I did a visualization where I was just really imagining and focusing on how I'm showing up, creating these videos and speaking to the camera, right? Because just like Napoleon Hill said, is that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, okay? Whatever the mind can believe and conceive, it can achieve. So the more that you can tap into your mind and really have that sliding scale that's going to help you solidify that belief, solidify that self-image, solidify that confidence because you were intentional about where you want to go, that's actually how you start creating and manifesting your dream life. So I trust that all made a lot of sense. I would strongly recommend coming back to this video, going it over a few times. What I always like doing is, taking notes on these videos that I listen to, and then it seeps in deeper and deeper, whether that's YouTube videos or training videos. I even do that inside of our accelerator course. I keep going back to it to make sure that it's on par and making sure that it's helping our clients the most. And then it also helps me as well to help me get the scale back, right? So I trust this all made a lot of sense. Again, guys, if you would like to join the Skool community, the links are down below. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel to support our mission of 90 videos in 90 days. We're going to generate 20,000 YouTube subscribers and then go up to 1 million from there. But we're starting with 20K. So if you want to be one of those first 20,000 people that are magnetic manifestors, we'd love to have you here. So make sure and follow me on Instagram. I share and post a lot of different things on there and update people more. And then again, like I said, we go live every single week inside of our Skool community where we answer questions, and you can really get access to me and help. You can get a lot of help inside of there. In addition to, we help people build out their Vision Espressos in there, which is such a powerful tool because, again, it all comes from being intentional of where you want to go, what is that your confidence is you want to be, what is the self-image that you want to be, what is the belief that you want, and then how to dissolve the ones that are not serving you. So thank you for watching this video. Truly appreciate your time, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.